Hello, Real Ellen Woodford here, Chris, if you want. Don't have to stand on the ceremony really. Okay, it's pretty cold out tonight, even though it's March. If you'll excuse me, I'm trying to run a little experiment. I've got Google Plus running in the background, so if anybody wants to join the hangout, I'm on there. But you won't have to see that right now because I'm not streaming this live. So my friend, the Mrs. Rail Guide, is at Florence and the Machine concert, and she keeps popping up on there. Whether that's legal or not, I don't know. I don't care. Anyway, it's a cold night. I've got here something from the Manchester Marble Brewery, and it's their organic chocolate marble. I like the sound of this. It says it's stoutish in brackets and rich. Sounds like just the kind of thing I'm going to need on a cold winter's night. So, without further ado, let's open it up and see what it's like. Not much doing when you open it. That's good. This comes in at 5.5%. Now, regular viewers will know, Stout's not my massive favourite, so the idea that this is stoutish suits me fine. I like black IPAs, I like white stouts. I like some of the flavours. I'm just not that keen on the kind of tinniness that you sometimes get, you know, almost like you've been punched in the mouth and tasting blood that you get with some of the more mainstream stouts. So, anyway, let's give this a whirl. Now, I used to live in Manchester. You won't be able to tell that from the accent because I wasn't there for very long. But it's a jolly good town. Wow, this is dark as a... What do you say things are as dark as? It's extremely dark. That's what it is. Wow. That is very, very dark. You wouldn't want to imagine the next morning if you'd had 4 or 5 pints of this. Crikey. Wow. No head, really? I can't tell you if there's any movement in there. I'm guessing not. It didn't seem like a high gravity beer when I poured it in. I'm actually moving it around in the glass. It's actually swishing around quite quickly, so it doesn't seem like it's heavy. Okay, so that's a good thing, to my mind anyway. Don't like it when a beer is too kind of and just sits right on top of your stomach there. I like a beer to come down and just, you know, so you can give a few gentle burps and, yeah, move on to the next mouthful. So anyway, stick my nose in it, see what I make of it. Okay, there's a light coffee in there. Very light coffee. Maybe a touch, just a touch of licorice. Not masses given away on the nose though. Okay, that being the case, I best stick my mouth in it and see what I make of it. Cheers. Now that is very good indeed. Let's just try and get the events in the order they occurred. This isn't a police report, but I'd like to try and give you the idea of how these things work. So in terms of mouthfeel, very light, wishes through, leaves that flavour move around your mouth very quickly. It's not that, there's hardly any movement in it at all in terms of fizz, so you don't get that kind of thing on all your various taste bits. What you do get is it washing straight down. Really quite pleasant in terms of the mouthfeel. The next stage you get the coffee working its way through, and you get the bitterness then. And then in the aftertaste, you get in the licorice, and it's very, very dark licorice. So you know when you've got your bag of licorice all sorts, or if you've chewed the, work with the all sorts first. It's just the black one, not your fancy one with the little dotty bits on, or horrible layers of confectionery stuff on there. Or probably better actually, thinking about, if you get the old licorice torpedoes. Once you, I don't know if you eat them the same way I do. I always chew off the sugary outside bit, work my way around that, like that, and then you're left with just like the little tube of licorice. I hesitate to use the old sherbet fountain comparison because the sherbet fountain comparison for me implies a little bit more liveliness, because you know you've got that excitement of the sherbet in there. This isn't quite there. This is slightly, for want of a better phrase, duller, in terms of it's a big, heavy hammer blow of the licorice on the back of your mouth, on the back of your palate, right on the back of your tongue, which is very, very pleasant indeed. Does the bottle tell us anything else? This is brew number 271, best before September 12, produced to organic standards. Barley may contain wheat or traces of wheat. Now I wonder why they've used the term stoutish, because you've got your one use of the word stout, which means strong beer. Well, 5.5, it's not to be sniffed at. It's not overly strong, so it's not stoutish in that sense. It's just, just about there. I mean, this is much higher ABV than Guinness or something like that. So you could conceivably fit it into, this is a strong-ish beer. And, if you think of Durham Temptation or something like that, which comes in at 10%, if you were to call it that, it would be stoutish. But then if you look at the alternative kind of definition of stout, which is the more familiar one for most people, dark beer, you're expecting a big creamy head, this isn't going to give you that. What it does give you, it's different to, it is stouty. And maybe that's what I would have gone for. Rather than stoutish, I would have gone for the stouty. It's got a heavier set of flavours in it than a porter. And I had the espresso porter from the Bare Naked Brewery a few weeks back. Check out on one of my old reviews. That was on Simon's channel, on the Real Ale Guide's channel. So go and look for the Bare Naked Brewery Baltic Porter, because that was tasty. But that had a much lighter mouthfeel and a much higher coffee taste. This is all about deep set flavours, and if you don't like those flavours, this beer just really isn't going to be for you. You're getting a little bit of lacing on the glass. So as you get your nose in there and further down, it's more covered with the smell. That licorice is more apparent. You're also getting a slight hint of slightly boozy Christmas pudding kind of smell. But by no means does that really come across in the flavour. I'm not a big fan of Christmas pudding. This is managing to carry all those deep, dark, malty, licoricey coffee flavours, but it's still actually quite refreshing. And you can see at the rate I'm working my way through this, I enjoy this. Okay, I'll come back to that in a sec. In terms of a rating, what do I want to think? Okay. This would be the ideal beer to be, say your heating's broken, so you've gone out for the night to go somewhere warm, and you've gone to a pub and you found the ideal pub. You know the pub I'm talking about. It's not a million miles away. It's got big roaring fire. It's got, you know, nice people to talk to. You know, maybe you're there with one or two chums, but you know enough of the locals just to be able to have a natter. You get a couple of these in, and you park your feet by the fire, and they're freezing cold. They're freezing cold because you've been in your cold house all day. This would be a lovely, lovely warming beer to take in by that fireside. You could drink it as slow or as fast as you like. I would advise medium pace at 5.5%. But it's, I think, as you got towards the end of your pint, sat by that roaring fire, the smells in this would just carry on leaping out at you. But at no point would the flavours be cloying, or kind of making you go like that, because that would be a bad thing, and this is not a bad thing by any means. Now, let's give it a rating. 9 out of 10. It's really bloody good. I can't really fault it. The only reason it's not getting it right up into that last 10% is the fact that stout is not my favourite style of beer, or stoutish or stouty is not my favourite style, but I absolutely see a place for this. If you do like stouts, give this a whirl. If you like Guinness and you're thinking about going a bit less mainstream, pick up the organic chocolate marble from the Manchester Marble Brewery. Please do. It will be worth it. So check it out. I got this from Ales by Mail, who are excellent. Do a nice quick turnaround on your order, and they've got hordes of choice. So you know you can make this one of your many pick and mixes. Anyway, I'm off now. See you soon. Cheers.